Happy Monday, guys! We are going to start talking about writing equations today, but before we do that, I want to remind you how we write an expression. So if you saw the words that said, let's do 4 more than a number divided by 2. So we know that when we have more than, that word right there, that's what changes your order. So we have a number divided by 2. So we'll call that n divided by 2. And for more than will give us plus 4. We're going to continue with that same idea. The only thing that is going to change is that now we're going to write an equation, so that is where the equal sign comes in. So this is in the PDF file that is in your email. It's a couple of slides in, but when we're writing an equation, the very first thing we need to do is we need to look at creating the variable. Usually the way that you do that is you want to use the word that's kind of answering what it is you're trying to find. So in the example here it says, my cousin gets $10 every time she mows the yard. She has $110 saved from her birthday. How many times must she mow the yard to get $230? And there should be a question mark there. Typo! So the question says, how many times must she mow the yard to get $230? So this right here, how many times, that tells me that that's the question I'm trying to answer. So I'm going to use the variable t to equal how many times she must mow the yard to get to the $230. Now, if you remember from your vocabulary, in addition to the variable, we had two other numbers. We had a coefficient and we had a constant. The number that is attached to the variable or tied to the variable, that is the coefficient. And the coefficient is the number that we actually multiply the variable by. So remember, when you have the number and the variable side by side, that operation is to multiply. So we read this problem again. My cousin gets $10 every time she mows the yard. She has $110 saved from her birthday. How many times must she mow the yard to get $230? Well, if you notice right here, it says $10 every time. And then in the question it says, how many times? That's how we can sort of use detective skills to figure out what number is attached to the variable. So we take the $10 and we will say 10t. So you write the coefficient and the variable side by side. You don't want to put an operation sign in between those. So at this point, we have gotten this information. We have taken the $10 for what she gets every time she mows the yard. We use the variable t to represent times, because that's what we're trying to find, is how many times. We have two other numbers in here that we have not used yet. We have not used the 110 and we've not used 230. So in order to make this an equation, it has to have the equal sign here. And that means that what is on the left side of the equal sign is completely equal or the same as what is on the left side. Right and left, equal to each other. I think I said that right. So what we've got to decide is the 110 and the 230. So it says that she has $110 saved from her birthday. So the reason that we're going to add that over here is because that is money that she has already got saved. And when she adds that to the number of times that she mows at $10 a pop when she mows the yard, those two things combined are going to help get her to the total of $230. So let's look at this example. A rental car company charges a flat fee of $250 plus 50 cents per mile for renting a car. If you were charged $628, how many miles did you drive? Do not worry about trying to solve this right now. All we're doing is writing the equation. So define your variable. It says how many miles. So we're going to use the variable m, maybe, to represent miles. And then it says, what is your constant? Remember, your constant is the number that does not change. It is not attached to your variable. It stands alone. So we're going to use 250 for our constant because 250 is not multiplied by anything. It is also not my total, which will be important when you write your equation. And then it says, what is the coefficient? So a good way to find the coefficient is up here. If you look, it says per mile, and in our question we're trying to find how many miles. So our coefficient is going to be 0.5. You could also write that as simply 0.5 or as a fraction 1 over 2. So when I write my equation, my coefficient and my variable go together. So I'm going to have 0.5 m. My constant is 250. And those two things combine together to equal my total of 628. So again, my variable was m for miles. My constant was 250 because that's the flat fee. It doesn't change no matter if you rent, y'all don't know what a Nova is, but if you were to rent, say, a very basic car, or if you decided to go all out and get a Ferrari, either way, it is a $250 flat fee. Your constant then is 250. Your coefficient is the charge per mile. Remember from 6th grade, that's a unit rate. And then your equation would be 0.5 m positive 250 equal to 628. A doggy daycare, which is a thing by the way. A doggy daycare charges $10 to pick up your dog from your house and $2.50 for each hour your dog attends daycare. If your total charges come to $31.25, how many hours did your dog attend daycare? So we're going to define our variable first. And again, the question says how many hours. So let's use H to represent hours. And then the constant. The constant is the number that stands alone. It does not change. It's not affected by the variable at all. So no matter how long my dog stays, I'm going to have to pay the $10, right? So my constant is going to be $10. Then the next one we've got to look at is the coefficient. And so if you notice again, for each hour, $2.50 for each hour. So my unit rate, or in this case our coefficient, would be 2.5. So now when I go to write my equation, I'm going to put, again, my coefficient and my variable together, so 2.5h. I'm going to add my constant to it because it's a positive $10. And then my total that particular day was $35.25. So we set the equation equal to the $31.25. Got a couple of quick examples here that we want to look at. Number 7 says 4/5 of the senior class went to prom. If 324 seniors went to the prom, how many are there in the senior class? So it's 4/5 of some number. So remember that when we see of, that means that we're going to multiply. So we want to know what that number would be. We know that 4/5 is equal to 324. So let's say that we use the variable, let's use P for prom goers. So we're going to say 4/5 is equal to 324. So that's how we solve that one there. Let's look at number 8. Mark has used his debit card to buy groceries for $87 on Saturday and gas for $41 on Sunday. If his bank account balance is now $542, what was his starting balance on Saturday? So this one's a little cranky because I know that he started out with some amount of money, but both of those things came out of that. So let's use B for balance. So his starting balance on Saturday, and then we subtracted $87, and then we subtracted $41, and he now has $542. Remember though, guys, we combine our like terms. So instead of having two constants here, we're going to combine our like terms, and we will have B minus 128, because 87 plus 41 is 128, and that is equal to 542. So I'm going to let you guys finish up these two examples here and the next 4 examples on the slide. After you do that, you can get started on your practice work. And again, remember, I am out of pocket until later in the evening, but I will be happy to respond and email to you anything that you need. Don't worry if the equation, if you don't know how to solve it. I know that you're going to try to want to solve it, and some of them that you'll be able to, but please do not worry about that at this time. Your test on Thursday, you will not be solving anything. All you have to do is write the equations just like we've done today. So again, IXL has got some great practice. That's the stuff we did on Friday, so if you want to check that out, that would be great. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great week. I'll probably be sending you some more stuff. Believe it or not, I actually miss my classroom and I miss you guys, so I will catch up with you later.